All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome wherever you are tuning in from around the world. I know we've got people all over America, Canada, UK, Europe, and Australia that tune into these live recordings of the podcast. So my name is Mark Simpson, giving hosts all over the world the tools, the tactics, the training, and the confidence to go and increase your direct bookings. And it's been a couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks now because I've been just got back from America. We've done 3 weeks, 3 conferences spread around Orlando and Houston. It was the VRMA conference, Vacation Rentals Managers Association. 3,000 people, just up to 3,000 people in that room, which was a massive event. Bigger Pockets, which again, just up to 3,000 people. More real estate focused, but about 30% of the people in that room were around short-term rentals. And then finally, but not least, Hostcon by Rob Abasolo and his team in Houston, which was about 400 people, which was an amazing event. All events are great, especially ones when you can pick the really good ones. And all 3 of them, so well run, so well put together. And the reflect on the back of it was fantastic. You know, I do love going to America. I only can get over once or twice a year max, just because, you know, with life, school and all that over here in the UK. But whenever I do go over, I always come back just, you know, the fire in the belly is there. The need for direct bookings is so huge over there. We are still educating everybody about it. And it's still in its infancy, to be perfectly honest, around direct bookings over there. And so whenever I get a chance to go over, whenever I get a chance to speak, whenever I get a chance to, you know, educate, it always is. I come back really excited for the next phase of what we're trying to do here at Boostly with the podcast, with everything, the community, etc. So that's really good, which also brings me on to the fact that I've got a special announcement to make. While I was away, I had an idea of running a virtual event, because obviously in-person events are fantastic and I encourage every single one of you to go when you can. Obviously, by the time you watch this, depends on when you watch this, the Big Bash that is happening next week in the UK. I'm so excited to be bringing so many of you based in the UK together. We've got people coming from Canada, from Europe for this event, people driving, getting a train, etc., which is so cool to get everybody into York at the racecourse, having such a good evening of meeting up, seeing people in the flesh, because it's all well and good doing these virtual stuff that we've been doing. And, you know, I've got a virtual event I'm going to announce in a second. But when you get to see someone in person, when you get to chat to somebody that's more than just a Zoom, that's more than just a WhatsApp from a Facebook post or etc., it does mean a heck of a lot more. I say that the people that I remember most of the conversations that we had at these events in Orlando and at Houston. So, you know, if you can do, I know it's hard sometimes with life and everything that's going on with business to get to an event, even if it's just a small meetup or if it's a big industry event, I do encourage as many of you as possible to get to them. But what I've also realized is that there is such a need still for really good, solid education. And I have done 5-day trainings in the past, but it's been around just me and one core topic, whether it was a giveaway, whether it's around AI, whether it's around email marketing. And so I was thinking, well, if I've got 5 days, if I can get everybody into a group into 5 days, and we can get, you know, between 1,000 to 5,000 people in a group that's going to be around not just one topic, but many topics, and bring in experts from around the world, how cool would that be? So that's what I've done. So I'm very lucky after doing this for 7 years. I've got a pretty extensive phone book list. My little black book is not so little anymore. And I just basically sent out messages to some of the top people that I know, some people that I've seen do talks this year, which I think, you know what, I think they need to come together and sort of come into our group. So it's going to be the 27th to the 1st of December, 27th of November to the 1st of December. So we're going to get Thanksgiving out the way, get Black Friday out the way, just before the Christmas rush. So the last week of this month, it's going to be totally free, 100% free. And the people that I've lined up are pretty spectacular. So we have got Maddie Rifkin from Mount. She's going to come in and talk about what I believe is going to be the #1 tool for all of you to use next year, which is upsells experiences. And it's Mount is an absolutely free service. Rentmount.com, go check it out. New branding, really cool. We've got Jesse Vasquez, who is really, really bossing it over in America. He's talking about 30-day stays, plus medium-term rentals. He's sort of really carved out a niche in attracting healthcare workers. But what we're going to talk about is marketing tactics and tips to attract those longer-term bookings, which, you know, for everybody, doesn't matter whether you're focusing on the short-term model, medium-term model, or regardless, you need to listen to this guy. Phenomenal. We've got Jamie Lane from AirDNA. Jamie's going to come in and share some key stats and predictions for 2024, which everybody needs to listen to. We've got Mr. Paul Anderson, the social media hotelier. He's going to come and share some of the latest Instagram tactics and tips, because I know you all love a bit of Instagram. We've got somebody who's quickly turning into a bit of a mentor, Mr. Simon Lehman. He is one of the OGs. What he doesn't know isn't worth knowing. And again, he's going to give his feedback from everything that he's done, from running all of his companies, growing all of his companies, working with all of his companies. Like Boostly is working with AGL Atelier at the moment. He's going to come and give his predictions for 2024, which again is going to be a phenomenal talk. And I'm excited for that. We've got the fantastic Daniela Derren, who's going to come in and share with you how to use WhatsApp to increase your direct bookings, which I've seen this talk at Scale London this year, and I know how good it is. The impact of it was so good. And again, we're going to come in and share those tactics and tips. We're going to have some other special guests. We're going to talk about sustainability. We're going to talk about guest communications, and I want to do a special session on trust as well as I'm going to do a session on AI and how you can actually use it today in your business, ways you can do it. And I've learned some new ways. So it's going to be a jam-packed week. We're going to have sessions in the afternoon. We're going to have sessions in the evening, and we're going to have sessions later on in the evening as well. There's going to be in total 10 sessions, totally for free. And we're going to get everybody together into a Facebook group. Now, if you want to be part of that, 27th of November to the 1st of December, doesn't matter if you miss it, all the recordings will be available for free. Then let me know in the comments below whether you are listening on Facebook, watching on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on the audio version on Spotify, jump over to Facebook and let me know, or send me an email, mark@boostly.co.uk, mark@boostly.co.uk, and I'll get you the link on how you can get your name down. Again, it's looking like we're going to have between 1,000 to sort of 3,000 people, maybe even more. For the first time ever, I'm going to be running some Facebook ads to this to really drive the awareness of it, because I can see the need for it. So it's going to be called the Direct Booking Virtual Summit. Totally free. We're going to run it during that week, and I'd love for as many of you to be there as possible. But this podcast, this video is a little bit about that, but it's also about my major takeaways from these free events. VRMA, Bigger Pockets, and also as well Hostcon. The first takeaway, and again, VRMA was a big one because it was very much a lot of solid education. VRMA is where you get the big players in the industry. Google, Airbnb, Booking.com, they were all there. And Google did a special session, and they were talking about Google Vacation Rentals. Now, if you're part of the Boostly community, if you're part of the private Boostly group, I've done my separate Google takeaways in our group, because you get all the information there first. If you want to find out about being a part of the Boostly community, go to boostly.co.uk, BOOSTLY. But some really telling signs for me is watch out for Google in 2024. I feel like we've been saying this every single year, but this is the year where they've really ramped up their attention to the vacation rental space. And Google Vacation Rental is not slowing down. It is heating up. And some of the stats that they shared were pretty key. Now, I've talked about the 5 stages of the guest booking process many times. There's a full 5-part documentary series on this channel, on the YouTube channel, about it. But what's happening right now is short form video is really driving the guest decision-making process. So what do I mean by that? Short form video is TikTok, it's Reels, and it's YouTube Shorts. And a lot of people are using short form video as a way of doing their research into a place to visit that they've never been to before. So this could be whether it's a more of a destination, whether it is a city, wherever it could be. Short form videos is playing a huge part of that. Now, obviously, YouTube is owned by Google, and they showed the stats. Obviously, they didn't include Reels in this. Obviously, they didn't include TikTok in this, but they showed that short form video is a major driver in getting somebody from being in that decision-making process into the deciding-making process. As in, I want to go to Boston. I'm looking into Boston. Okay, now I'm ready to go to Boston. So that is a big driver. And obviously what they're doing is these short form videos are then driving people to a Google search. And they showed the percentages, and I shared all the slides in the group with this, but these percentages are quite big. It's very high, and it's only going to get bigger. And Google search, Google Map, Google Travel is predominantly going to be showing up on search. And with the emergence of AI, and Bard is playing a huge key part of this, you'll literally be able to go, your future potential guest will be able to open up Bard, talk to a device and say, hey, find me a place in X, because I want to go. My parameters, my filters are family of 6. I want to go on these dates. My budget is this. I need to be, a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 100 meters away from this location, whether it's they're taking part in an event, a race, a meeting, etc. And then it will show them based on what's on Google Vacation Rentals. Now, that's pretty key to me. So Google is going nowhere. Unfortunately, you haven't got the ability to optimize a Google vacation rental listing. It is very heavily dictated from what information is pushed from your property management software tool. If you don't know the difference between Google My Business, Google Vacation Rentals, again, there's a full video on the YouTube channel about this. Just type in Google Vacation Rentals Boostly, and there's a full load of information on that for you. So that is big, number one. Well, number two. Number three is sustainability. It is currently the big buzzword. A high percentage, over 80% of people are searching for it, and it is such a key factor. Booking.com obviously have linked up with Sustainica, which are now they're showing listings on their search that properties are sustainable. And it obviously shouldn't be a buzzword. It should be something that everybody should be paying a bit of attention to, because it's obviously the planet that we live on. Our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids are going to be on. But if you are a sustainable business, if you practice it, you need to start talking about it, because you will get more visibility than those that aren't in 2024. A big proponent of this, and a big reason why, is Gen Z. Gen Z now, the oldest age of a Gen Z, I believe, is 25, 26. Very much people that have got disposable income, very much people that are traveling. Even if they aren't paying for it, if they're traveling with their families, they are dictating on giving their opinions on places to stay. And they are, believe it or not, looking for this. So again, if you are a business that is practicing it already, you need to start shouting about it and talking about it, because you will get more visibility. Another takeaway. This is more for the managers. So this is those that work with landlords and homeowners. I watched a talk with Julie George, Rebecca Cribben, Stacey St. John, and I can't remember her name, Christina from AirDNA. Anyway, Rebecca Cribben said something to me that, not just to me, but to the whole group, that really stuck with me. And you should be running NPS surveys, Net Promoter Score surveys, to your managers and your owners every 6 months. Because the reason being is that you want to see how happy they are. Now, Rebecca Cribben, go find her on LinkedIn, on Facebook, etc. Grown a massive portfolio business in Australia. She's now doing coaching. I'm sure she's going to have some content around this in the future. When she's not busy traveling around all these conferences, I'll try and track her down and get her to do something for the Boostly community. But this was a really important thing to me, because we've been doing NPS, Net Promoter Scores at Boostly. And I can see the benefit when people are able to give feedback, which is anonymous, to us that will help us improve. And I never have thought of putting this into the world of hospitality, but it makes so much sense. And again, if you're doing this every 6 months, it really is beneficial to you and your business to make sure that everybody is happy with you. But also as well, on the back of that, takeaway number 5 is don't be afraid to sack your clients. Don't be afraid to sack the homeowners. Don't be afraid to sack the landlords that are just dicks, basically. It's so easy when you first get going to say yes to everything. This is specifically to those that are doing the management model. Okay, if you're a homeowner yourself and a landlord and you're doing the own to rent model, forget this. But when you first get going and you decide to do the management model, it's so tempting to say yes to everybody, every opportunity that comes your way. And if you're good, then they will naturally, opportunities will just fall into your lap. But when you maybe get to property 7, property 10, property 20, you'll realize that there are 20% of your managers, 20% of your homeowners that take up 80% of your inbox, 80% of your time, 80% of your stress. And at the end of the day, if your business is super stressful, then you've just got a stressful job. And the reason why you maybe come away from your, job, your 9 to 5 or your H2 or whatever you want to call it, is because you want a little bit of that, less of that stress. You want a little bit more of control into your life and especially into your business. So don't be afraid to sack your clients. Rebecca talked about this. Julie George talked about this. Stacey talked about this. Key. You've got your ways, you've got your methods. And if they don't fall in line with that, don't be afraid to say, you know what, this isn't working. Go and work with somebody else. Okay. You'd rather be working with 10 people that are quality than 100 people where 90 of them are just a pain in the ass. Okay. That's a big one. And my last takeaway number 7, is direct bookings are now more important than ever. While I was away, the cleaning fee announcement on Airbnb dropped, the updates were made. I could see it. There was conversations in the room. Listings had disappeared literally off the platform because the updates were not syncing in with the PMS providers. The APIs was broken. And people were panicking. And if your listing disappears for 24, 48 hours or a week, then that could have a massive detriment on your profit. It can have a massive detriment on your revenue. And again, if you're doing the rent-to-rent model, management model, if people can't get paid, you're going to have some pretty unhappy clients. Okay. And that's before you even talk about your own profit and loss, right? So direct bookings are more important than ever. I did 2 separate talks in America. At Bigger Pockets, I talked about marketing tactics and techniques. I shared top 10 that everybody can do in 2024. That video is on the YouTube channel right now. And the second big one at Hostcon, which was the blueprint, the foundations to put in place. I spoke about the need of getting Mount into your business. Totally free software, helps with experiences. You get an upsell from it if someone books. That's rentmount.com. I talked about iPrac, i-prac.com, about building trust into your business. And I talked about the importance and the need of Superhog. Again, guest verification, host protection. And we obviously spoke about a direct booking website and how important all of those things are. And the overwhelming feedback is how people just didn't know about these things. They didn't know about the importance or the power of direct bookings. They didn't know about these softwares and solutions to help them. And obviously the marketing tactics and techniques. That one at Bigger Pockets, I have never had such the amount of people come up to me afterwards, whether it's on Instagram or face-to-face, and just say, hey, I'm going to try this in my business, which is really cool and effective. So this is why I get so fired up. This is why I'm so enthusiastic to come back and keep on doing what we're doing. This is why I'm putting on these 5 days on the 27th of November. I want to get as many people as possible into that room, because I know that when we get so many people into a virtual room, it's going to be very impactful. The accountability and we get everybody fired up and we get everybody moving towards it. Because at the end of the day, it's not just going to be one person that is going to boost the knowledge and the word of Book Direct. It's going to be every single one of you. So whether you're watching with me now, we've got quite a lot of people tuning in with me, just under 100 people tuning in with me live right now, or whether you are watching this on the replay, or if you're on an email list, there's about 10,000 people on the email list right now. We've got 6,000 people in the free Facebook group. We've got 2,500 clients. The word is going to spread, not just from a single person, but from everybody. And what we have to do now is educate other hosts, educate your guests about the power of direct bookings, why they should book direct, why you should encourage direct bookings, and why you should start to build this foundation into your business so that you can scale it, you can grow it, and who knows, potentially one day sell it and have that ultra cushy life that you all want. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, stay proactive, do not be reactive, and let's go and get some direct bookings. If you want a link to the 5-day direct booking virtual summit, leave a comment below wherever you're tuning in from, and I will get that link to you. All I ask in return, just share this video. Hit the share button, please, right now. Share it on Facebook, share it on LinkedIn, share it wherever, share it to your personal wall, share it to a Facebook group, and just spread the word of what we're trying to do here, and I will get that link to you. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll be back very soon.
Having a blast, gonna get it on the Bruce Lee podcast. Bruce Lee like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes.